Okay. All right, so thanks a lot for coming. This is a really nice, eclectic group of people. They're too busy drinking, so that's why they're so loud. Most of you know a little bit about my mystery series. You might have remembered that in the third book, in Dizzy in Durango, Andy decides he better get a real job in an orchestra. How boring, because he'd rather just do mariachi. But he can't, and so he auditions for the orchestra, and even though it's touch and go, he gets in. Now, when it came to me trying to write a character who was a conductor, who did I think of? Who? I don't know. Well, anyway, at the time, my parents, had come to visit me, and Linus happened to be staying at the house. My parents met him, and they noticed that he's a very lively character. He sings from the moment he gets up in the morning. And my mom said to him, I don't understand how you think. It's very interesting. And I really couldn't explain it either. But anyway, in Substitute Soloist, there is an incident with a maestro, and it's a really quite a bit like Linus Lerner, which is why if somebody has the book, and in fact I'll just have Ellen take a look at it, and you'll notice that actually this book, because there's a conductor very much like Linus, my mom said almost exactly, but it's not true. That's why it says, somewhere in here, it says, oh, dedication, oh, to Linus Lerner.
Wow.
Applause.
Applause.
But anyway, so that my mom has a chance to get into Linus's head, I'm going to ask her to ask him a few little questions. Good luck.
Okay. I have noticed you always singing. Would you say that you think musically?
Oh, wow. I sing because since I was a kid, singing was my natural way of, I think, getting away from things. I have to work since I was 7 years old, which is not now illegal in Brazil, but that time it wasn't. And so I was singing all the time. And my mom is singing all the time. My father also used to play, so singing was a way of just dealing with things. And it's my natural instrument. So ended up that my first degree in America, it was in voice performance. So I love singing. And I do a joke sometimes, if mostly in Portuguese, because we have so many popular songs that were part of my growing, because I used to play in the bars and I had more than 300, 400 songs in my repertoire. So we make a joke in Brazil, you say a word, and I will have a song that has that word.
Oh, okay. Well, you had a degree in voice. What motivated you to go back to school for a degree in conducting?
Actually, I started singing, my first big gig was when I was 11 years old. I sang in a church in my confirmation, Catholic church. When you get the first time, you have the hostias, and then I sang and I played salterio, which is this horizontal harp kind of instrument. So I got the feeling at 11 that I think I want to do music, and therefore that's when I started. At 13, I started playing the guitar. So even though I did a degree in singing, it was quite an interesting, because I started first playing the guitar and conducting. I have an orchestra of guitars in Brazil, and because I was singing popular songs in the bars, as I said, with my guitar, a friend of mine said, "Oh, you have to study opera," and I look at him like, because opera was totally away from my life. But nobody knew about opera in my family. All they knew was country music. So even for me, it's like opera at that time for me was nothing else than a bunch of people screaming.
That's how my mom thinks of it now.
It's hard to hear that from my conductor that now loves the opera the most. But it was for me, and I said, "You're crazy, I don't have voice for the opera. Go and try." And I went to a voice teacher that was from Uruguay. She was living in Brazil. And from lesson 1, she got so much voice out of me that I just couldn't believe it. And that day on, as I say, opera is like a drug. Once you are in, you never can get out. It's, people that are aficionados about opera, that's why they are so crazy about it. And then you work exactly that instrument that you have inside to better place, to a higher volume and everything. And that, therefore, I dropped the guitar, I dropped the conducting for a while to be a singer, came to America, got a scholarship as a conductor and a singer. You know, I was doing the choruses of the university and studied singing. But then, in a sort of way, like, I want to stay longer in America than just doing a master's degree. So I decided I'm going to do another master's, and let's put the two things together. I love singing, I love conducting. Now I'm going to do another master of conducting, and ended up doing a doctoral degree here in Arizona where I conduct opera. So I put the two worlds together.
Oh my goodness, what
Yeah.
an interesting background. Okay, well, kind of, I don't know where to go on these questions. There's so many things I could ask you. I don't know whether to kind of think about the book a little bit, because I think maybe you're in it a lot.
Oh, no. I haven't read it yet.
Well, you will be anxious to.
You might not be smiling.
So let's kind of concentrate. There's so many questions, but let's concentrate a little bit on the book. Have you ever worked with a difficult soloist?
Oh, Lord. Many times I work with difficult soloists. There's a particular case with Southern Arizona Symphony Orchestra that actually two funny stories. You want to hear them?
Oh, I do. Yeah.
One was this gorgeous lady. I'm not going to mention the name. She won the prize of Best Musician of the Year when she was a very young lady. And, you know, I got through a manager, so it wasn't directly, I didn't know her. And this manager learned later he was her boyfriend. And he sent me this picture of this gorgeous lady and videos of her playing, and I said, wow, great. When she arrived here, even members of SASO said, well, wow, she looks just 30 years older than the picture. And she did, and she played 30 years older. And SASO members look at me like, what the hell? I said, sorry, I didn't know. She was not playing quite to the... And another situation from the same managers, that's why I don't work with the manager anymore. A very nice guy that won also prizes, Prodigy, blah, blah, blah. And when he came to play with Sasso, he was really out of tune. I had a hard time and learned that he was not doing music anymore. He was underwear model for China.
Well, that's not in the book.
Next book.
So that's it. Yeah.
That blonde, before she was 30, might be appearing in the book, if I remember right. Okay. Let's see. Well, this one kind of answers the next one. What was the trickiest experience with a soloist? Oh, have you ever had somebody cancel at the last minute?
Oh, many times. It's quite a lot.
Oh dear. What do you do then?
We just, I believe that some people focus on the problem and I focus on the solution. Hopefully, you know, I get people to do that, but I had a hard time with the focus on the problem.